Hello people, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these two parametric walls in Autodesk Inventor 2024, and the left one is going to be the second part of the video and the right one's going to be the first part. So you guys can skip to there if you want to see an individual one. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first we're going to go into New on the left over here. We're going to click that button, and then we're going to come down to EN-US. We're going to go to English if we want to use inches, and metric if we want to use millimeters. I'm going to stay in English so I can use inches, and click on standardinch.ipt. Then I'm going to click Create, and this will open up a new part file. So to start this, we're going to come up to 2D Sketch, as we always do, and I'm going to click on this bottom plane right here. I'm just going to rotate this so the top view is nice and perfect for me. Then I'm going to come to Rectangle tool over here. I'm going to click on that, and then start it in the origin. I'm going to drag out over here and click Escape. Now I'm going to dimension each side of the rectangle. I'm going to make it about 12 inches and click Enter. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the top over here. Make this 12 inches and click Enter. Now I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to come over to Extrude over here, click on that, and I'm going to drag this up about where I want it, let's say about 4 inches. I'm going to type in 4 right here, click Enter. Now I have a 12 by 12 by 4 cube, I guess, or prism, whatever this is. So now this is going to be the base of our parametric wall. I'm going to start a new 2D sketch on any side of this prism. So let's click on this side right here. And now let's start by projecting geometry up the top right here on this top line. So we can click on that, and then click Escape to get out of the tool. Now, you're going to come down to this area down here where the line tool was, and click on Spline, and you want it to be this this interpolation, however you say that, and click on that. Now, you're going to start by clicking on this point over here, or the other side, it doesn't really matter, and you're going to drag up here, down here, up here, and then back to the end. And then you're going to click OK. And now, we're going to drag this to be a little more subtle. Let's make it go somewhat like this, so it's not so drastic in the lines. And I think that's pretty good. And now, we're going to click on this yellow line and click Delete. And if that will work, there we go. And now, we're going to finish sketch. So then, we can rotate the prism and click on the next side. And we are going to do the same process. So let's click on Project Geometry, click on this side, and then let's go to our Spline tool, and go up, down, and then click OK. And let's make this a little less harsh. Just doing that. I think that's pretty good. Then click Finish Sketch. Oh, my bad. We're actually going to delete this yellow line first. And I'll show you why that's important later. Now we're going to rotate again. And same process. Click this side, go to Project Geometry, click this top line, Escape, Spline, except this time, we're actually going to go to View, and let's go to Visual Style up here, and let's click Shaded with Hidden Edges. If I click this, you can see that we can better see the line on the back side, which we're going to want. Now we can go back to Sketch, click on Spline, and then instead of going up, we're going to click on this point right here, and then go down, and then up, down, and up. And then click OK. You can see that this makes a helix sort of thing. You're basically doing the exact opposite that you have on the other side. When you have that done, you can click on this, click Delete, make sure it disappears, and then you can finish sketch. And now on the very last side, you're going to do the same thing that you just did. Start a 2D sketch, project geometry on the top line, start a new spline, and we're going to go down, up, and click OK. And we're just going to match that a little bit better too. And matching this is where you really get your flexibility in how you want your parametric wall to look. But I'm going to do mine like that. So now we have this. And, oh, forgot to delete this line again. Okay. Now we have these lines right here. we have those now, so we no longer need our reference box. So I am going to click on extrusion. I'm going to right click and then click delete. Now this box pops up. I'm going to uncheck this second one, dependent sketches and features, and that means that these purple lines that we made are not going to be deleted when I delete this box. So I will click OK. And now I've got this. And you can see we've got these planes that are still visible, which are okay, we don't need to worry about those. And these pink dots, those are where we had project geometries, but we deleted the reference. So it's kind of like we have a reference that no longer exists, and they're kind of errors, but we're going to ignore them in this scenario. So now we are going to come to the 3D Model tab, and we're going to come all the way over to Surface and click on Patch. Once we click on Patch, we can click on all of our purple lines, and you can see that it will start forming our parametric wall as we click on these. And this is basically going to patch together all of the lines that we made and make one surface. So you can click Apply now, and you can see you have this very cool parametric wall, but it's not exactly finished. So I am going to click on all these work planes that we made just to get them out of the way. Click right click and click Visibility. And also, to select all of these at once, you can click and hold Control to select all of them, and then Shift to deselect one. But we're good there now. So we have this parametric wall base. I'm going to click the plus sign next to origin on the left over here, and I'm going to find the plane that's right beneath our plane, which is the XZ plane. So it kind of looks like this. I'm going to right click on this plane. I'm going to turn on visibility. And then, if you don't like this height from, let's say, here to here, you can create a new plane. So I'll do that real quick. Come up to the top here and click on plane. You can click on this plane that we just made visible, one of the lines on its edges. And then you can drag it up. And you can kind of set this wherever you want it to be. Let's click on the left box right here. I'll make it 1.5. That works. And then click OK. And then whichever plane you don't want to use, I'm just going to make invisible. So this one right here on the origin, visibility off. Now we've got this plane. We are going to come to 2D Sketch and click on this bottom plane now. We are going to make a rectangle, 12 by 12, the same as we had before. Or you could project geometry right here, I guess, and kind of line up your box. Perfect. And I used a constraint right here. This is the coincidence constraint. You can click on the corner of one object and click on the corner of a second object, and it will drag it to that object. Line them up perfectly. Or again, you can just dimension, and this will end up being 12 inches, as we made it in the beginning. So let's finish our sketch now, and you can see we have this 2D sketch. We are going to come up to extrude, highlight this box, and then we are going to click on this to next button. Once we click on that, you can see that it will start projecting up to that parametric wall that we made, the reference. Once we have that, I can click OK, and then I'm going to select these two planes that we made, the boundary patch and our work plane, and turn off visibility. Now you can see that we have the startings of our parametric wall. Now I'm going to come into view again. I'm going to set the visual style to shaded with edges so I can see this a little bit better. Now I'm going to start another 2D sketch on the very bottom of this part. Let's just click right here. Then let's go to project geometry. Click on the center of this cube and then click escape. Now click on a rectangle. We're going to click right here and drag all the way to the bottom and make this rectangle right here. Now we can dimension from this sideline to this line right here, and let's make that 0.3. Click enter and do the same thing right here, 0.3. Now we can take the rectangular tool up here and highlight this cube that we just made. There's this rectangle. And then let's go to direction 1 and click on this pointer right here. Click on this top line. Now let's make this bottom box 0.6 because this is double the length or width of this. And then let's make this top number 20. And this will duplicate this geometry over 20 times. Then we can click OK. And now we have this. I'm going to finish sketch. I'm going to come to extrude. I'm going to click on this first one. And I'm going to drag it up way above and make sure that it's subtracting. If it's not, then click on subtract, or cut. Now, I'm going to click on every other box. This might start to slow down your computer a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm just coming through, clicking on every other one, and it will cut through it. And another way you could have done this was to go through and cut out one of them, and then just rectangle it over afterward, and that might have worked a little bit better, but this is the way that I decided to do it. So I'm going to click on OK now. It will load for a second, and now you've got this. So I think one of the last steps we're going to do is come to 2D Sketch again, and on the bottom, click on one of these planes, and we are going to project geometry on this corner right down here. And then we're going to come to rectangle and drag a rectangle between these 2 points, just so we have a box outlining it. I'm going to finish sketch, then I'm going to extrude. I'm going to extrude out, let's say, about 0.3, just to make it even. Type in that, and click enter. And now, you've got this parametric wall design. Now, there is a second way to make a parametric wall that I typically do when I'm using these. So you can come over to New, as we did before. Come over to English for inches, metric for millimeters. I'm going to stay in English and go to standardinch.ipt. Click Create. And this is going to be the basic setup that we did in the previous version. Let's come to 2D Sketch over here, come to this bottom plane. We're going to make a rectangle and make this 12 inches on either side again. Same as we did for the first parametric wall. 12 and enter. Finish this sketch. Let's extrude this up 4 inches as we did before. Now, we have this base block that we started with last time. The differences start here. We're going to click on plane and click this drop down just to make it easier. We're going to use mid-plane between 2 planes. We're going to click on that. Now, click on one plane that you've got on the side of your prism, and then click on the other one on the very opposite side. And now you're going to get this mid-plane right here. And we're going to start by starting a 2D sketch on this plane. Click on this. Nope. Click on it. And then come over to Project Geometry and click on this very top line. And it doesn't look like it selected it, but a cool tip you can do is click Escape first to get out of Project Geometry, and then click F7 on your keyboard, and it will cut the front part of your cube in half, which is very nice to use. Now, let's come over to the Line tool, and on the very center of our cube, let's draw a line going straight up, just as a reference. Now, I'm going to come over to the Line tool over here, click this little drop down, and go to Spline, the second one. I'm going to start right here at the origin, and click right there, one down, and then a second one down. And then I'm going to come back up to the top, and then back to the bottom, top, bottom, top. And then click OK. And now you got this line right here. If you click on the line, you can see that you get all these gray highlighted bits, and you can adjust those to change how the line looks. I'm going to start by dragging this center point right here, and drag it over a little bit right here, make that a little even. Now click on the line again, and this first gray line, click on that, and then flatten this out to be pretty much flat. And this makes a nice curve right here. And that's going to be good when we revolve this around itself. So you can come around here and do the same thing to all these points right here. Make them flat so it doesn't go over our main body. Over here, click on this, make it flat. And you're basically just going to keep on adjusting this until you have it how you like it. So I'm going to click on this one, if I can get to it. Drag this over a little bit, give it a little bit more room. And it's going to end up looking like that. And I think I'm happy with it looking like that right now. So let's go to Finish Sketch, and let's start to revolve this. Now I'm going to click on Revolve up here, and select these 3 profiles. And then let's go to Select Axis. Select the center one, and you're going to get this circular looking thing. Now you're going to come over to Cut down here, select that, and you can see the parametric wall is already forming. Select OK, and then you get this. Our next step is going to be to come down to the bottom, start a new 2D sketch in this bottom plane, and click on Project Geometry, and do this whole thing, kind of like we did on the other parametric wall. We're going to click Escape, and start a new rectangle from this top line to this bottom line, and let's do dimension from this side line to this side line right here. Let's make this 0.3 like the other one that we did, and then the same thing right here, 0.3. Click Enter. Now we're going to come up to the rectangular tool, and we're going to highlight this rectangle. We're going to come up to direction 1, select this top line, and make this bottom box down here 0.6, because this is double the width of this line right here. And then let's make this top number 20. It will duplicate it over 20 times. Click OK, and then finish your sketch. Now we're going to extrude every other box that we just made. So this is going to take a second, but it's no big deal. You're just going to click on every one that you have on here. And honestly, you might be able to select all of them just by hovering over them and selecting, but I didn't do that. So then you're going to come up to this orange arrow and pull this way up here, and if it doesn't start cutting, you can click on Cut, but it should. Click OK. Now if you look at the top, you got this parametric wall. Now I'm going to come up to 2D Sketch, start a new one on this very bottom plane. Going to Project Geometry on this bottom corner right here, and then start a rectangle from this top point down to this bottom point. Going to finish my sketch, and then extrude. I'm going to extrude down 0.3 inches like I've been doing the whole time. Click OK. And now if we look at this from the top, we have our finished parametric wall. That's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any comments or suggestions, then you can leave it in the comment section of this YouTube video. My Instagram name is going to be in the description, and you guys can message me on there for same thing, any comments or suggestions. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope this helped, and I will see you later. Goodbye.